When Manchester City planned to confirm Donnarumma, Ederson and Akanji transfers after deadline day wait. Manchester City had a busy end to the transfer window with one new arrival and 2 players leaving, but those deals will be confirmed on Tuesday. Manchester City are expected to confirm the signing of Italy goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma on Tuesday after agreeing a £26 million deal with Paris Saint-Germain. The 26-year-old passed a medical in his homeland on deadline day and has put pen to paper on a 5-year deal, with the option of a further 12 months at the Etihad. Although the deal has been completed after a deal sheet was submitted to the Premier League before Monday's 7 p.m. deadline, official confirmation is only set to arrive on Tuesday morning. That will also be the case for Ederson, whose departure made room in the squad for Donnarumma's arrival. The 32-year-old has brought the curtain down on an 8-year stay at City by signing for Fenerbahce for a fee that could rise to £11.2 million, with around £9.5 million of that paid up front. Ederson will complete his move to the Turkish Super League side on Tuesday, with their transfer window open for another 10 days. Ederson's exit was always a requirement for City to finalise their move for Donnarumma. Manuel Akanji also left the Etihad on deadline day. The 30-year-old arrived in Milan on Monday afternoon to seal a season-long loan move to Inter. That deal will become permanent if Inter win Serie A, and Akanji features in more than half of their games. The centre-back was an amused substitute at Brighton on Sunday and had attracted plenty of interest in the final week of the window, but was keen to keep playing in the Champions League. There could be more exits to come as well at the Etihad, with Galatasaray working on a deal to sign İlkay Gundogan. Like Akanji, the 34-year-old midfielder is yet to feature for the Blues this season and is available as Pep Guardiola looks to cut down the size of his squad. Although Galatasaray have until September 12th to sign Gundogan, they will need to complete that deal by 11 p.m. on Tuesday to include him in their squad for the Champions League. That could mean a return to the Etihad in January, with the 2 clubs set to meet in the league phase of the competition. Manchester United transfer deadline day news live, Ederson agreement, Donnarumma medical. The latest Man City transfer news about Ederson, Gianluigi Donnarumma, Manuel Akanji, Nathan Ake, Stefan Ortega, Issa Kabor and more. Pep Guardiola's men have been busy in the transfer window, securing the signings of James Trafford, Marcus Bettinelli, Rayan Ait-Nouri, Tijani Reinders, Ryan Cherki and Sverre Nypan. With the transfer window closing on Monday evening at 7 p.m. BST, City could be refreshing their goalkeeping department with Ederson looking likely to leave the Etihad Stadium. Should that happen, City are expected to make a move for PSG goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma, who the European champions are looking to offload today. Manuel Akanji, Stefan Ortega and Nathan Ake have also been linked with moves away from City, and their situations are ones to monitor today. Stick with us throughout the day as we bring you all of the latest news, views, updates and analysis right here. As we look like we are reaching the end of Ederson's 8-year stay at City, it is worth remembering Manchester United turned down the chance to sign him. Jose Mourinho opted against a move for the Brazilian international, and then they infamously clashed at Old Trafford after City beat United 2-1 in 2017. Mourinho approached the City dressing room to request they celebrate their victory in a more dignified manner before a shouting match erupted between the United manager and Ederson. City's Brazilian goalkeeper responded in Portuguese and exchanged verbals with Mourinho as the row escalated. Mourinho was then soaked by water and milk, according to MEN sources. One of the moves we expect to see at City today is the departure of Issa Kabor. After loan spells with Luton, Benfica and Werder Bremen, the 24-year-old right-back is deemed a surplus to requirements at City, and TalkSport reporter Ben Jacobs is claiming he is close to joining Wrexham on a season-long loan deal. The 2 clubs have already done business this summer after Wrexham signed young defender Callum Doyle from City on a permanent deal. It was a surprise to see Rodri fit enough to start on the South Coast, with Guardiola even intimating on Friday that he would only get a few minutes before heading off on international duty with Spain. But Rodri's inclusion gave the Premier League its first proper glimpse of a midfield partnership that could become a real strength for City this season, with Tijani Reinders fielded alongside the Ballon d'Or winner. It gave City a strong midfield base, with Rodri sitting deep and Reinders and Bernardo Silva as number 8s, and during spells in the first half, it laid a solid platform. That vanished as the game progressed. Bernardo was the only one of the trio to be withdrawn, despite Rodri making his first Premier League start for 11 months and Reinders getting worse as the game progressed. His regression since his Premier League debut at Wolves is a concern, and once again, City's soft underbelly was cut open in this game. The worry will be that it happened with Rodri in the team. This might not be the Ballon d'Or winner at his best, but he was still powerless to Brighton's wave of attacks from midway through the second half. During last season's worrying slump, it was always the hope that Rodri would return and things would get back to normal. They might still do with time, but this was an eye-opening reminder that there is no guarantee that will be the case. According to Fabrizio Romano, a deal has now been struck for Gianluigi Donnarumma to join Man City from PSG. The Italian international goalkeeper will undergo a medical this afternoon before completing his move to the Etihad Stadium. More than £320 million spent and 122 days in 2025 to reshape Pep Guardiola's squad. But the recruitment gurus at Manchester City won't have got much sleep last night as they weigh up the final chance to make a difference this year. It's been a whirlwind few months already at the Etihad, with the door slamming shut on some big careers and almost enough players to field an entire new starting 11 coming into the club. They might not be done yet either. 3 or 4 first-team players could go today, and one of the best goalkeepers in the world could arrive. But is it going to be enough? On the evidence of the first 3 games of the season, the doubts are growing. It's worth remembering that City's slump began with the old guard last autumn. The unprecedented investment in January was seen as an overdue beginning to attempts to refresh the squad. But one of the many secrets to City's success under Guardiola has been a remarkable hit rate when it comes to recruitment. Of the 9 players signed for sizable sums this year, including teenagers Vitor Rice and Sverre Nypan, how many will go down as successes? Here's the latest on Manchester City's activity ahead of tonight's 7 p.m. transfer deadline. Monday